Really? Finally, some good information was just released on the low income. I have all the details and everything you need to know right here in this video. Let's get right into it. But really quickly before we do, thank you so much for joining me. If you're new here or if you haven't done so yet, make sure to hit that subscribe button right down below the video, as I am your one and only daily advocate, and I am very much dedicated to you and this community to continue doing all the research and to bring you all the honest, accurate, reliable, and transparent information every single day as I'm doing all this research, boiling it all down into these short videos so that you can stay updated with everything going on every single day, as well as anytime that new money, benefits, programs, checks, or anything else hits the table, I'll be the first one right here telling you what to do and how you can take advantage of all of these programs. So again, thanks so much for joining me. It's a very busy time out there right now, but I'm dedicated to being here right by your side every single day to help you out in any way that I possibly can navigate this time and grab some extra benefits. So again, thanks so much for joining me. Please make sure to subscribe down below if you haven't done so yet, and let's get right into the video. All right, so we just got a great announcement out of the administration, specifically focused on the low income. I know, right? It's not all that often these days that we get good announcements like this one out of the administration or realistically anywhere that is specifically focused on the low income. So this is actually some great news, and I want to share with you right in this video what is actually going on, what this announcement actually encompasses, and how it is going to directly impact the low income, which I do know will directly impact a lot of you right here in this community, which is absolutely amazing, right? So let me talk you through the details on what the president has just announced. Yes, unbelievable, right? And again, that is nothing against the president. I'm just simply saying it's not all that often these days that we get announcements directly out of the president or out of the administration or even out of Congress that is directly related to the low income. So, pretty exciting stuff here. Let me tell you what's going on. So, the administration has announced that in September of this year, they're going to be hosting a conference to help alleviate hunger and food instability in this country, the United States. Now, what does this actually mean? Let me tell you more details on this. The last time that they held one of these conferences was over 50 years ago, back in 1969, hosted by Richard Nixon. Let me tell you the details on this, because during that meeting way back in the late 1960s, so 1969, by Richard Nixon, this is actually the program and the conference that gave birth to many of these very important programs that are out there now, like food stamps, which has now transferred into the SNAP program, as well as WIC, as well as free school meals for kids, and a variety of other meal programs that are out there right now. So that conference from over 50 years ago, about 53 or so years ago, is actually the one that actually gave birth to many of these programs right now that millions and millions and millions of beneficiaries are taking advantage of. For example, the SNAP program. Now again, the SNAP program is still relatively new, but originally it started out as the food stamp program, right? Many, many years ago. And as of just a handful of years ago, it turned into the SNAP program, right? Basically, they gave this new name, SNAP, right? Essentially, it's the exact same thing. But many people still refer to it as the food stamp program. But the point is, there are 43 million people who receive SNAP benefits every single month right now. So you can see, this is a very, very important program. That's about 13% of our population in the United States right now that get benefits every single month from the SNAP program. So you can see, a very, very important program. Not to mention, back in the 1960s, 1969, when Richard Nixon had this conference, this also gave birth to the WIC program, Women, Infant, Children program, which I do know that some of you in this community are also aware of. So there's a lot of different programs out there that came out of that conference. Well, this September, they're going to be holding another one of these conferences to actually help alleviate hunger and food instability in this country. So, very interesting, right? This is a great, great thing, because here's the thing. If their sole objective is to eliminate hunger and food instability in this country, what can they do about that? Well, we already know right now that SNAP benefits are ridiculously low, right? I think many people who receive SNAP benefits can probably agree, even as a single person or a married couple, getting the maximum amount of SNAP benefits on an ongoing basis right now is still not even enough to get you enough food in your fridge, enough food in your pantry, enough food on the table every single month. It maybe gets you enough food for 2 weeks, maybe half of a month, but then the rest of the month, you're kind of sitting there waiting like, I got a ration now. It's not a good situation. The reason I know this is I see your comments down below. I've had conversations with many of you over the last couple of years here, many conversations saying the SNAP benefits I'm receiving are simply not enough. In fact, there's a lot of people out there in this community, as well as many other people out there, who receive the minimum SNAP benefit, $19. Yeah, what's $19 going to get you these days? Maybe 2 loaves of bread, a gallon of milk, and that's about it. Yeah, even eggs these days are what, $5-6 for an 18 pack? I mean, it's just nuts how expensive stuff is right now, right? So anyway, this is actually a really good thing. They have not had this conference in over 50 years, like I said. They're bringing it back here, and it'll be specifically focused on hunger and food instability for the low income. I'm excited about this because realistically, it may be a time where they actually reform some of these programs, like the SNAP program, and start boosting up benefits, or maybe they'll start implementing new programs, as in maybe just straight up cash to help people out. Honestly, I'm not even sure what's going to be out of this, but I do know that there will be some big name advocates there joining in this conference, which again will be a really good thing, because the more advocates that we have there, the more people that'll be basically advocating for us, saying, hey, we got to do something for the low income, the fixed income, those people out there right now that are really struggling. Now, here's another thing too as well. The potential food instability, not only here in the United States, but globally, is a real issue right now. Here's why. We all completely recognize what's going on around the world right now. Russia and Ukraine, the whole situation there. Well, get this. Between these two countries alone, they produce a massive percentage of the global grain supply, as in wheat, barley, soybeans, corn, things like this. Not only that, they also supply a large percentage of oils to the world globally. Therefore, right now, between these two countries, they have millions and millions of tons of grain that are locked up in these two countries that cannot be exported because of everything going on. As a result of that, the global food market right now is feeling a massive pinch because we need all that supply. We need all the wheat. We need the barley. We need the corn. We need everything that they are producing in these countries, or that they should be producing, that they're probably not right now because of everything going on, right? But the fact of the matter is, they have a ton of different grains that are locked up in these countries that are not being exported right now that the world needs. Therefore, we're potentially talking about global food shortages. We've talked about this a little bit in previous videos. It's kind of scary. I'm going to be honest with you. It's kind of scary to think about it because there's really almost so much food to go around, right? There's many people out there. There's over 7 billion people in the world right now. And there's always so much food to go around. If we have two massive producers of the global grain supply not able to export some of their grains to the world, this is going to put a massive strain on the supply chain, on food production, as well as a variety of other things out there, right? Just like I've said in so many videos, there's many things out there that are highly correlated. And once again, this is something else that is highly correlated. We've got to watch this stuff very closely. Anyway, as we continue to look at not only global food pressures, global food shortages, things like that globally, we also need to look at the food insecurity right here in the United States, which is exactly what they're going to be addressing in this in this conference, not Congress, in this conference a little bit later, in just a couple months from now, in September this year. Pretty cool stuff. This is exciting, right? So hopefully they will come out of this and actually have maybe some new programs that pop up, or realistically, even better, just funding the programs that are already in existence, like the SNAP program, otherwise known as the food stamp program. This would be a very good thing for a lot of people, the 43 million plus people who receive SNAP benefits on an ongoing basis. So pretty encouraging. The president was out talking about this. And honestly, they even made some remarks that I really don't agree with, but let's just say this much. They made some remarks saying that we should be ashamed that millions of Americans don't have enough food on the table each month. Now, I'm going to say this much. I don't think that we, the people, should feel ashamed. I think they should make a correction to that and say Congress should feel ashamed that there are millions of people that don't have enough food on the table every single month, because ultimately they're the ones who have the authority to actually get these packages passed through Congress, through the House and the Senate, and then passed on to the president for his signature. So should we, the people, feel ashamed? No, we should not feel ashamed. They should feel ashamed for allowing us to be in this position, right? So, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong with that, but I'm just saying we should not be the ones feeling ashamed. Maybe they should look in the mirror. I don't know. It's the mirror test, right? I don't know. That's what I say anyway. But anyway, Another thing too, they also went on to mention that the United States is the most powerful country in the history of mankind, and that nobody should be put in these positions, as in not enough food. Okay, whether we actually are the most powerful country in the world, I don't really know. That could be debated probably right now, but either way, I'm just simply saying this much. We do claim to be the most wealthy or affluent country in the world. Okay, if that's the case, then why are so many people homeless? Why are so many people struggling with not enough money? Why are so many people struggling with not enough food on the table? You kind of get what I'm saying here? Yeah, if we claim to be the richest and the wealthiest and the most affluent country in the world, then why are so many people kind of down and out right now? I don't know. Again, another big confusion that I'm having with this whole thing. But again, maybe I'm not wired that way, as in to understand, the simplicity behind all this. I'm not really sure. But anyway, the fact of the matter is they're going to be holding this conference in just a matter of months from now. Some pretty good stuff here. It hasn't been around in over 50 years since back in the day when Richard Nixon was president. So I'm excited to see what actually comes out of this, because I do know that it will directly impact many of you right here in this community in probably a pretty good way. So this is actually pretty exciting. Anyway, as I do get more information on this, of course, I'll be right back here for you, breaking it down. But this was an announcement right out of the president, and it's coming to town. It's coming back to town. Anyway, as I get more information, I'll be right back here for you, breaking it down, helping you out in any way that I possibly can, as well as make sure that you're staying updated with everything going on. So if you haven't done so yet, make sure to hit that subscribe button right down below the video. Totally free to do so. Share the video and go back and check out any of the other 2,400 plus videos right here on the channel. Thanks again for watching. Enjoy your day, and I'll catch you again later in the next video.